Hi, I'm Tim Tyler, a broker salesperson with Coldwell Banker Realty in Maplewood, New Jersey, and a licensed real estate instructor. And in this episode of House Talk, I've brought on Jimmy Joseph from Guaranteed Rate. Good morning, Jimmy.
Good morning. How are you, Tim? Thank you for
Great.
the
How are you?
opportunity. Good. I'm well.
Good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you and Guaranteed Rate and what you do with Guaranteed Rate?
So I'm at Guaranteed Rate Affinity, subsidiary of inside of Coldwell Banker. I work with you. For me, I'm here to provide services for our clients mutually and create a lasting relationship where we make the process seamless for anyone that's looking for a home as soon as they think about Coldwell Banker.
So tell me, why would a buyer choose to work with a mortgage broker instead of the bank where they have their checking account, their savings account? What does a mortgage broker bring to that picture?
Well, working with a direct lender has a lot of great things, meaning you can control the process, from inception to the end, what the process looks like. If you go to a bank, they hold multiple things and they have multiple accounts. Working with me as a direct lender, I'm focusing strictly on you and your family, making sure that what's asked of what's going on, I'm there, making sure that the team that I'm working with can respond to your questions and getting prompt information when needed. The last thing you want is you figuring out who do you need to call to expedite your services. Working with a direct lender, we give you that service, right? Like that glove service that we make sure from the time you speak to us about what that looks like for you, we expedite that purchase because it's a major purchase.
And speaking from my perspective, that white glove service is great for me as an agent too, and that I have a partner that I know and trust. I know one of the things that holds a lot of people back from buying a home is this perception that they have about the amount of money they need to put down. So could you talk a little bit about how much money somebody needs to put down in order to buy a home?
Typically, your entry point to buying a home, you can start with 3% down for first-time home buyers. Yes,
So it's
that's
not
correct.
20% like so many
It's
people think.
not, no, it's not 20%. 20% was 20% was something that was required in the past because they didn't have attractive opportunities for a low down payment. Given the fact that today, when you put less than 20% down, you are paying what's called private mortgage insurance. On a conventional, on FHA, you're paying mortgage insurance. Now, private mortgage insurance is another security blanket that helps protect the lender, the investor, on what you're borrowing. In the past, it was very expensive. So based off the person's risk profile, that can vary in the amount, that can vary in the amount how much one has to pay for private mortgage insurance. So it's a factor of the loan part of your mortgage payment. Saving that money to get to 20% can take you many, many months, if not years, right?
Right.
So the opportunity to get into this home with a low down payment gives you buying power for one, two, building equity.
Good. So that should help. I think a lot of people see that they're closer to buying a home than they think.
Right. Saving 20% is not easy.
If someone wants to thinking about buying a home, what are the first steps they should take from a financial perspective to prepare themselves?
That's good. The first thing you want to do is reduce whatever liabilities you have. Not paid off, just reduce, because paying off, depending if you have student loans, car note, these things are not cheap. So we don't ask you to pay it off. We just ask that you make enough to make those payments while you look for a home. Make sure that whatever you got going on for liabilities, you're paying them on time. That's very important. If you have to create scheduled payments, make sure you're doing that, making sure that the checking savings account that you're paying your account from does not reflect any negative overdraft fees, right? These are the things that we're looking at. So it's very important to look at your financing and make sure you have enough to pay whatever you got going towards your debt. In addition to the credit cards that you have, try to stay under the 30% utilization. A good example, if you're at $1,000 with a credit card, let's say Chase Visa, you're at $1,000 limit, you should stay under $300. This will help increase your risk profile, which would give you the better rate at the time when you're looking for a home. And then definitely speak to someone like myself, right? I don't have to run your credit to set you up for home ownership. It's my responsibility to give you your options so you have an idea what that baseline is. So then when you're ready to move forward, they're speaking to you, Tim, about what that looks like. And so it makes that process that much easier.
That's great advice. And you kind of teed up my next question is, so I want to buy a home. When
Right.
do I talk to you?
Given the fact that how communication is dealt today, sometimes they'll go to a preferred realtor like yourself, Tim, and they'll ask you, hey, do you know a lender that can help me with my financing? And that's when you would refer them to me. Then I would speak to them privately because I'm not required, and you should not know what they're going on with their financing, right?
Absolutely.
So ethically, morally, that's a different conversation. I speak to them about what they have going on, and then I give them back to you.
Thank you so much for hopping on today. Why don't you let them know how they can contact you if somebody were interested in talking to you about buying a home and getting prepared for that?
Yeah, thank you, Ted. So to get in contact with me, I'm on IG, Jimmy.mortgage. I'm on Facebook, Jimmy Joseph, Jimmy Mortgage. And I can be reached on my cell, 718-812-7798.
Jimmy is all over social media and he puts out great videos. So I highly recommend you look at those. And I'm Tim Tyler from Coldwell Banker Realty. And if you're thinking of buying or selling a home, give me a call or shoot me a text at 973-462-4079. I'm ready to help. And remember, when you find Tim, you'll find home. If you learned something from this video, do me a favor and click the like button below. And if you have any questions about anything we talked about in this video, or have ideas for new topics for us to talk about, put those in the comments. And finally, subscribe to the House Talk New Jersey YouTube channel so you get updated whenever we put new videos in here explaining how to buy and sell real estate in the state of New Jersey.